ICP stands for Ideal Customer Profile. It's pretty essential to know your ICP, otherwise you don't really know to whom you're selling. It's one of the most important things. If you don't know who might be interested in the stuff that you're selling, or to whom it might be valuable, or to whom it actually will be valuable in terms of the types of businesses, and then even more important, the types of person in the business who has the decision-making power or is in charge of that topic, right? Then how do you start reaching out to them? It highly depends on how many customers you already have, right? Because if you don't have any customers, most probably pretty difficult. It's all based on hypothesis, who could potentially need your product or service, etc. So the go-to step for me is always just look at the existing customers if you have some. Get as much information about the reason why they chose to work with you. Of course, you can then look on the company level, you can look at the company size in terms of employee headcount and revenue. You can look at the industry they're working in. Then you would go a level deeper and figure out who in the business is actually the right person to speak with about that topic. Depends on the types of business. There is a lot of valuable data, for example, on LinkedIn. But not always can you identify all the businesses that potentially could need your service or products on LinkedIn. Googling sometimes, as simple as that, right? From my point of view, all of those big companies, they have one big problem, and this is they deal with millions and millions of, or even billions of data sets, and the problem is to keep this up to date. Right, and because it's such a big problem to keep it up to date, because of certain infrastructure that needs to be in place to make sure that the right people are still working in those positions that you want to reach out to, and not that they have moved on to another job, because they're not going to call ZoomInfo or Apollo and say, hey guys, I just changed my job, please change this in your database, right? And it's just happening on a daily basis with millions of people. The major reason we don't have our own database is actually because of the problem that the big guys have, right? To keep this database up to date every single day. And therefore, we only build databases with our customers from scratch whenever they need it. Once we have identified the criteria of our ICP, then we utilize our own software, Redefined, right? We feed in the data, and Redefined is getting access to tons of different data sources on the internet, and helps to identify all of those companies and people in those companies without anybody having to do any kind of manual research. Definitely. See, at the end of the day, it's not so much about, oh no, we only can build one ICP. At the end of the day, what do we want to achieve? We want to achieve that the customer is happy with the outcome of working with us. They want to develop new business, right? And if that means that I have to go into 2 to 3 workshops with them to define multiple different ICPs, fine, then that's what is required. I think it's extremely important that you stay flexible and that you keep iterating and that you keep A/B testing different audiences, right? Test different hypotheses. And so we have built our platform actually in a way that you are able to do that and collect a lot of data, which you then can analyze and say, hey, actually, at the beginning we thought those guys are most probably the best to reach out to, but hey, we see way better results here, right? And then we just go step by step, slowly to the best possible result. And this is the moment then where we really scale things up.